Alban Bagbin's lawyer, Title Sorry, Edin Sema Babetuja. Now, most of you know, say, Ayana and Semba, especially legal issues. I like to read legal pieces from legal brains in this country. What you say? Now, one of the people Ayana metai read in Semwa Wamoka on national issues, Title Sorry. Now, Title Sorry, no, how I will explain for people to know, and they say MPP time. Embra Alban Bagbin any Chief Justice Gertrude Torkornoo enya case. Gertrude Torkornoo babe rulitia Alban Bagbin no in one of the most controversial cases we've ever heard in the history of this country no. Yes, Title Sorry and I know Alban Bagbin a lawyer. Na onumpo ena trese that time no Chief Justice no can say meti Alban Bagbin said the Ghana constitutional the no. Or trema me say maza enye no nti ne wa ha ne or den sema ba betuja because na what twini mu no na one of the biggest stories Gertrude Torkornoo being removed, right? So obviously he being Alban Bagbin's lawyer no we expect to hear something from him. And ya tin so say some of the petitions no kra no Alban Bagbin case ne kra then eka ho. Now I want us to read in Sema Wadi Ababetuja because some people in defense of the Chief Justice no and are defending the Chief Justice no. And some more can say constitution ne kra no it didn't state misbehavior bia nti di ntia na mahama oyi ma then on say sansem na MPP for kano. Yen read the nienhwe Title Sorry and Sema Wadi Tuja what he's saying on those things. We bisa very important questions bia. I will say our questions no ye bisa. Na ye now or say judicial independence or judicial impunity into brackets impudence. Okay. Inti on say MPP phone someone more can assess this action from His Excellency John Dramani Mahama against the judicial independence. Inti asamu awotro title awode ato ho and say judicial independence or judicial impunity. Na bronika se bibi impunity a impunity no me hu se nya metra ase botwe mu na wate ase but impunity ne tre se ase onim se tumi ne wo ho nti no o ye die di boni bia onim se obi antumi nya ohwe. Basically that's how I can explain it. And then your friend impunity until obisa say ade esi mo kan is a judicial independence. Chief Justice ni na wo ye no and Ghana has a system no judiciary no as a judicial independence or judicial impunity. Now I say one, the Chief Justice has been removed from office. This is subject to any rights she may legitimately assert at law against her removal. I acknowledge that. Or see ye free office. Na say o feel say against ni to me and na o feel say rights bia wo ho legitimately no o feel say na ka eni hu kwan say wo see ye na and there no problem say and there mra de sebe obia mra no mo obia hu kwan say wo say defend ho. 2, the earlier noises about her removal process being contrary to law have evaporated because none of its proponents was honest enough to fight this case on behalf of the erstwhile Chief Justice. I am talking about the bodies and association which raised those questions. Or say, for just give me 1 minute of your time, let me interrupt with this very important notice. Sabo heme na opese o reduce a year wefu from this level to this level. Very simple. Nyama miensa na ewo sa oye. Eto de bia ya na nkrofo bebre eka se edro bi ebetumi ama wefu akofom entro edro bi eni ho ebetumi ayesa na wa wotie mi wato edro sa we hu se wanom enye hwe na nyama miensa no media atro book enkrata obrone se opese osie bibi from bibinia fashe book mu nti nyama miensa no media atro book mi ameti he na mefuso enyama me ye ma mefu ekofom within 3 months pe nti book no pe bia on your screen obetumi a click any of the icons na wa pe book no and as a link na wa comment box the mo say no o click here be another page. Into page we no mostly no a mobile money na be use. Ope hard copy of the book na wa click ha. So ope book no phone so na wa click ha. So ope video yankasa ye kenkan book na ma na we for wo ni ma kenkan na eno so wa click ubenya video ni to through mobile money na wenya video no ana wenya book no na uye we ni na still on sanka book no ana we tia ka we na still on sanka book na o ya ade we na still unya kwan enya book na don't worry, call the number and I say message 055 807 4986 055 807 4986 o messages our number na obenya book no na aside the fact say if ukese enye fe no yesi Ghana for yare a ekum Ghana for dodo na te say stroke BP akomayare diabetes na nyama no nini na no fukese ene deba na ya na nsem wo ya America no asem America no say the teenager ho enonim nti se wutie me na wefusu na okọ hospital ko ye tester ya na bia ye katro say cholesterol ye high dodo na no fukese no ene ekose nti se wutie me na opese we see the size of your stomach very simple. Get the book as I've shown you in the video. Mama yentie ye mame baako ne testimony a wode aba just after a year buying the book and doing the things in the book.
Yeah, melodies. Only me na me pesa me kasa. Me swat to the extent say me na fufu nyina complain say senior me swat no enye fine. Emfata me look like before. And no say me nume drubi a me nyai. Me bibi a me nyai na emfata me.
So this is a very good problem to have. Say osobeti na nkrofo ehun ne say senya oso ati de ebia na ofe drobi. Me see drobi eni ho. Enyama na wo book ni mu a. Na eno ano no yentia story no eso. Afi omo a no mo ka say the removal of the Chief Justice no emnam emra kwan so no and the woman na yenhu omo biom. Because no query ni obia ehu say Chief Justice na ye yi no embra na edi yi no nti mu a initially mo share say mo raise argument so wade amahama ye number kwan na no muntu min kasa biom because mo ehu say embra true do eni edi yi no. 3. As it is over, I am just rethinking the whole process and the noises that accompanied it. Let's start with some questions and answers to put matters in context. Inti sisi ano ntokwa na esi Chief Justice yeyi na ewie. Ti yeyi na ewie no ono tado sorry or dwen nsem bi ho na ama nsemfua bi abeba ne trim inti no obebisa. See, question: can the Chief Justice be removed from office? The first question is Chief Justice no embrama ho kon se wosi yeyi no from office and answer and say yes, of course. This is clear from the combined provisions of Article 146 clauses 6 to 10. If there is one thing Melodies ebusuanfo ana motie me ana mo amutie me throughout our Chief Justice in same way na, if there is one thing we've all learned is the fact that Article 146, me sure say answer na Chief Justice you be see ye no. A lot of us didn't even know of Article 146 me boy. A lot of us didn't even know of Article 146. But that case we buy no ama ye mu bebre ye sua ama ya kenkan wa ha several times ama ye ni na. In fact, some people gra off head we in the Article 146. It was say clearly the Constitution in Article 146 from clauses 6 to 10 say a Chief Justice can be removed because nanka Constitution no ama ho kwansi en remove Chief Justice enya dia ye de be shame. Question or say, on what grounds may the Chief Justice be removed from office? Answer: the grounds are 1. misbehavior, incompetence, and inability to perform their duties. Inti Constitution say grounds ben ene wo see ejina so ayede Chief Justice. And answer Constitution na mae. And sorry, question na wonu bisa. And answer Constitution na mae say misbehavior. Chief Justice no wendi ne huni. wama ne suban ensi peyo yebetumi yi no based on that. Incompetence, Chief Justice no wabon yebetumi yi no based on that. Inability to perform their duties oyare yebetumi yi no based on that. Question say, on what grounds did Daniel Ofori seek to remove the Chief Justice from office? Or say misbehavior and incompetence. Inti Daniel Ofori ya enam ne so aye Chief Justice. Grounds benso no jina ya oma aye Chief Justice no. Very simple. Misbehavior and incompetence. Chief Justice no say wendi ne huni. Ena Chief Justice no wabon. Enyama bi awaye ne kire se wabon. Question and say, is misbehavior defined in a constitution? Unse mama wati asiye say NPP lawyers bia omo defend the Chief Justice. No questions are more and they say the constitution did not define misbehavior. Into no, how did Mahama know? Say the Chief Justice no, and how did the committee know? Say Chief Justice na there why no misbehavior. Yes, for believe it or not, it is now I know the latest argument NPP for person Murisi. But listen, or see answer and say no. It is not. Actually, say yes, constitution when defining misbehavior. Right? Or say no, it is not. But everything is defined in a constitution. The law, however, recognizes the use of constitutional conventions and interpretation to give meaning to some of the words which are not defined in a constitution. Or say yes, constitution the one throw say misbehavior means so and so one throw. Now so oshe Ghana mbremwa oshe law na e recognize the use of conventions any interpretation be interpretations no emma meanings of some words in the constitution. Inti constitution nebia wan bo bibi din wan ka se we ne friend way but ohe senia all kasafa de ne ho a eye no na walk. Basically that's what he's saying. I'll say in the case, is there any guidance to find the meaning of misbehavior used in the constitution? In the constitution ain't defining misbehavior there, but in any case no. Guidance be wo bibi wo constitution mu ayebetumi de gina so aka so okay constitution no and defining misbehavior. Now so based on idea we akoso constitution nim ntino. And based on case BC akoso ntino. Constitution no say that is misbehavior. I hope you understand what's going on. And I'll say, of course, yes, this could be by interpretation. Or say the law is the words used in the constitution must be given their ordinary, grammatical, or dictionary meaning unless applying the said meanings will lead to an absurdity. We can therefore resort to the dictionary to find the meaning of misbehavior. And I'll say yes. Constitution no ekan word bia. Sa word no. You don't need a constitution to define word ne say. Me constitution na maka misbehavior. Na misbehavior na maka no. Me trust ye ni. Once the constitution has used that word and the constitution does not define that word, you can use the dictionary to define that word. Enti dictionary no ebe define misbehavior. Enti woko English dictionary na kwa search the meaning of misbehavior. I was saying say constitution no about the word misbehavior no. A dictionary ni meaning and a constitution no all patre. Enti omo a wo ye we no let us go and then let's search for the meaning of misbehavior from the dictionary. And once we get the meaning, you don't now expect the constitution to explain, because constitution is saying the premise of the constitution. No, amunim say sebe obi a wo read the constitution na what ya me say MPP for pe e no mo ho ba asemu a afi na constitution no omo be so mo tre se wo mo ntia ase ubon say ade no constitution na can clear say ni say but MPP for ho tre omo a omo say ade we kra ye ntia ase Ghana ha obi a nim the meaning of the word misbehavior. Now, so when they Chief Justice based on that meaning in the NPP for say constitution when defining misbehavior and some more misbehavior as here. But title sorry as more can I say because constitution in define here a brofo. You be to me a check dictionary near her meaning of misbehavior. Now dictionary know here any or see misbehavior the act of misbehaving, bad behavior, misconduct, disorderly conduct, badness with the bonnet. Basically, you can say misbehavior with the bonnet, bad behavior. Why ya debia a bonnet? Into Chief Justice no misbehavior no with the bonnet. It's as simple as that. I see. We can also find some guardians from the celebrated case of Ejay Chum versus Attorney General and Akwete 2005 to 2006 SCGLR 682, which has been cited ad nauseum by all who have contributed to the matter. For example, manipulating the justice system. It was thus held as follows. The Chief Justice should not be seen to be manipulating the justice system or promoting the prostitution of the system through meddlesome interference in the judicial work of the judges and thereby rendering the judges automations in the performance of the judicial responsibilities per Esiama JSR in Ejay Chum versus Attorney General Akwete 2005 to 2006 SCGLR 682 at page 811. I say there have been accusations in the petition raising matters of the kind stated in the petition. I do not want to set out the petition. Even the report of the committee set out some. Then it has also been held that all in all, the provisions of the 1992 Constitution, including Article 1254, cannot be read as insulating the administrative head of the judiciary from challenges against arbitrary, capricious, or ill-motivated administrative acts, per Prof. Okran, JSC, at page 791. The petition also contained several allegations of arbitrary and capricious behavior. The question, therefore, can only be whether the acts amount to misbehavior within the meaning stated in the dictionary or not. If we agree that it amounts to misbehavior, then the argument whether it is a big misbehavior or a small misbehavior is a question to be determined by the committee, who are to advise the president on whether it suffices as a big or small misbehavior to justify the Chief Justice's removal or otherwise. It does not lie in the mouth of anyone, whoever they are, do decide that. I hope you understand what's going on. Utie title sorry in some walker. What church in some cases or person explaining misbehavior no say misbehavior no dictionary no amani meaning. Aside dictionary ni meaning na krano, there are cases where Ghana ha misbehavior cases no betumi gina so address based on judgment be a judges be ema no. Ye ka say Chief Justice and a judge be misbehavior ni suban we awo ye no enne ye misbehavior enti ye ni na ya ba beti ase misbehavior ye na ye hu de misbehavior ye no. The next question is say misbehavior no eson ana say enso, because some other arguments enso, especially from Sofa Kufu, say ane maame ne boni a wodi ye ne kra no enye boni a eson saa wo say ye digina so a ye di yi no na tre say wate ase say maame ne di boni na so enye boni bi a ono susu say eson a ye di yi maame no. Nti eno no asemu ataido sorry walker and they say no problem ene de committee na ejuma committee ni na be hu ne say boni no maame ne di boni de na so boni ne so ana say boni ne nso. Nti ende say committee na ye ejuma na wa recommend say maame ne boni so eno hu nti yenyi na. Who are you to say boni no eso ana boni no enso? Basically that's what he's saying, right? Now I see the travel expenditure characterized by the petitioner as financial misappropriation took its foundation from Article 71 of the Constitution. The petitioner's case was that, not being Article 71 appointees, the Chief Justice's spouse, like the President's spouse, and her family cannot benefit from the privileges accorded the Chief Justice under Article 71 of the Constitution. And you see, this is something that I think a lot of people should just understand. Because politics into the meat of the issue, we are forgetting. You see, we're breaking it down. Emma will try and say, Daniel Ofori case, it is based on Article 71. Article 71, Ama enkrofo bi eho kwan se Ghana yen hwe womo. And I want people to understand this. Article 71. Okwa Ghana Article 71 a o se oman no enkrofo bi hu hia yen. Enti e wo se ye hwe omu yie. Ye hwe omu yie, ebi mo te se president, ebi mo te se chief justice. Enti omo de hwe na ye hwe omo no, ye hwe omu yie. Omu didie mu, bebi omo beda, omu bibie mu ye hwe omu yie. Na mbre bi ba ye wo krom ha. Ye beka se president ne sa article 71 fo na ye hwe omo no, ye ma enso. Omo yerenom enso so. E ma sem no kokopie mu wo court ma court ka se dabi. Ye nye ne sa. Hwe na ye hwe nkrofo yi no. Ye nkrofo yi pe ne ye hwe omo. Inti president ne hwe na ye hwe no ne yere onfata se ye behwe ne nso saa. Inti se president will sike bia ye ma no every month any kwan se ne yere nso ye ma ne se sika no. I want you people to understand, because article 71 for no, they have certain privileges. Inti petitioner Daniel Ofori say Chief Justice ne busambra no because ne kunu ene ne mma, they don't deserve that privilege. Or no Chief Justice ne deserve that privileges ne there. Now so ne kunu ne mba en deserve that privilege no. And odi akoma wo mo. Inti wetia mbra, because article 71 ne tre say wo pen wo se wonya sa privileges no. Dey ntia na wo de oba ne okunu aka ho. And the danger here ne say yan hwe anka, for all you know, all article 71 holders no, omo yerenom ni omo manum ni na ebe enjoy those privileges a wo mo enjoy. Na se Ghana ye ka se sankrofo ni na enjoy those privileges a onko man ye benya resources. Let me, and you see, nini na no addition. Let us look at Article 71 so people understand what we are talking about. And you see, this is the whole issue that a lot of people, you see how Title Story is breaking it down for Ghanaians to understand well. But a lot of people are just reading politics into it and they don't want to make sense out of it. Now, Article 71, no, let us look at some of the privileges are any Article 71 any. I said the salaries and allowances payable and the facilities and privileges available to the Speaker and Deputy Speakers and Members of Parliament. It's Article 71 office holders, no. MPs enjoy our privileges, no. Speaker of Parliament enjoy. Deputy Speakers enjoy. The Chief Justice and other justices of the Superior Court and so enjoy. Once one form of yere no man can one form mudin omo mba anka ho. Right? The Auditor General also enjoys our privileges, no. And as our privilege, no. The Chairman and Deputy Chairman of EC almost enjoy those privileges. Shraj enjoy. District Assembly's Common Fund Administrator enjoys our privileges. The Chairman, Vice Chairman, and other members of a National Council for Higher Education, howsoever described, the Public Services Commission, the National Media Commission, Lands Commission. So these are what we call Article 71 office holders. They enjoy certain privileges. Why? Because Article 71 abomudin. In the privileges are angrophobia wa habe enjoy no. The common teacher will not enjoy. The common Ghanaian worker will not enjoy because they have not been listed under Article 71. Also, for the purposes of this article, and except as otherwise provided in the Constitution, salaries include allowances, facilities, privileges, and retirement benefits or awards. Inti also for the purpose of that article way, salaries no, it includes even the privileges, the facilities, and all that. Inti say the Chief Justice under Article 71, privilege a yɛde ama ne say otu kwan a o deserve per diem na afei wetu kwan ɔne ne kunu ɛne ne mba tu kwan na wakwa kɔma ne kunu ne ne ba per diem a yambɔ sɛ otu kwan a ne kunu ne ne mba ɔnkɔmɔ ɔmo saa per diem no yɛse ɔno pɛ nti so de akwa kɔma ne kunu ne ne ba na ne kunu ne ne ba no ɔmo nyɛ article 71 office holders a onti amra ya na nti tado sorry explanation a woman no he's breaking it down simple for people to understand. I see, is a violation of the Constitution a small misbehavior or a big one? I see, in her decision in the Afenyo case, the Chief Justice told the retired Honorable Speaker how dangerous it is to violate the Constitution in one's official actions and the consequences of such violation. That decision must give us a guidance on whether the infraction is big or small. Very, very good answer. It's a question I'm going to boni a wedi na enye boni a esumbia e boni keto anti mayemfi no ena tado sorry because tado sorry oya Alban Bagbin lawyer anti okai o say okai say Alban Bagbin case ekoko pie Chief Justice nenim no o say oye official na udi boni a emfa hu say boni ne so na boni ni so awo na me say cases a Gertrude Torkornoo diye na nko nim se nde nsem a wokan ye be yusu etia na me yehwe ze na gaza nsem ni na wanka ene wo nsem bi oka kire Alban Bagbin no wonze nde ye yusu ama no me se chachichi kata nsem bi a wokan ye no ene wo nsa abem o se de wudwa utwa no o se de wudua no eno a na wutwa chachichi kata nsem woka kire mo no ende ze wo o se does the removal of the Chief Justice justify any conclusion that there is judicial interference? Or say no. This has been pronounced upon in the Gertrude case. It was held as follows. Moreover, the fact that it is the president who establishes a committee under Article 1466 to investigate an allegation that the Chief Justice has been guilty of such malfeasance of his administrative responsibilities as to bring him within the meaning of stated misbehavior and Article 1461 does not necessarily imply executive interference in the affairs of the judiciary. Dr. Dateba, JSC, at page 776. Also, the argument that the Chief Justice is not the spending officer of the judiciary is the most nonsensical. Ebi munsun semu a womo raising no, and the Chief Justice no, say nyo no yisika no, onye financial, onye accountant nti, siyezi obi akwa ko disika, di ntia na ye ena tado sorry, can say omo mu raise this argument ni na se benyansa in this argument ni. Also, the law says the Chief Justice is the account holder in charge of ensuring that the funds in the account are spent in accordance with law. In any event where Salome, Pepra, Eugene Bafuboni, et al., the spending officers of the funds of their various institutions, and me, I have addressed that on this platform. Obi obecha ase so okasa sabia no na trese krono aba ni trim because yin na yin kroma. But example a one man say NPP time mo prosecute NDC for bi. Sa time the ebisa say sa NDC for no say no mo na no mo handle account na. Very, very simple question. I see, no matter what noises were made, the law is the law. The Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, says we must add another. Is the law to make it complete? I see, to make the reading less cumbersome, let me end here with a statement that it is completely fallacious to argue that a Chief Justice's conduct in the administration of the judiciary can never be construed as a stated misbehavior or incompetence within the meaning of Article 1461 of the Constitution. Dr. Dateba at page 775. Or see, the above observations make it clear that the Constitution acknowledges judicial independence but does not tolerate impunity. I think there is a level of impudence that has seized some. Let the Constitution whip them back in line. Thank you for your attention. And this is coming from the lawyer Tados. Sorry, I very much love reading his pieces. I'm not going to lie. Montreal Mwadwin our comment box no more.